Welcome. If you're new, welcome back if you're returning. Today's video is a combination of a little bit of thrifting from our vacation and some finishing touches that I was inspired after the vacation. So we took a few days in Kingston and it is such a beautiful place. The weather was gorgeous. We had just like a mini break, and it was such a delight to be there. We went on a lovely boat cruise on the Thousand Islands and visited a few of the historic sites. For those of you who aren't aware, the Thousand Islands are a group of more than 1,800 islands, and they lie in the St. Lawrence River, straddling the border of the US and Canada. It was a very fashionable retreat for the elite in the late 19th century, and today the area is an actual, it's just a great place for outdoor activities. Space is very limited because it's a very old town, so what they've done here is up the alleyway beside the little shop is this beautiful little area that they've opened up as their outdoor dining space, and there's shops next door to it. There are art galleries. It's just so cute, and you know, it's they serve through the window. It's such a nice little place. So we did find quite a few little antique shops, but this was a really big place. It was beautifully set up, so many things. They had a lot of old stuff, but they had a lot of reproductions as well. A lot of it was on trend at the moment, lots of baskets and various items. It was a little pricey, but that's what you find in these vacation centres, that the prices are elevated because obviously, you know, people come from all around. So I did pick up a couple of little things here and there, but in general it was just such a lovely place to be. right in the middle of this store was this room, and it looked to me as if it had come from maybe an old apothecary shop, and they just set it up as, I guess, the way they'd found it, complete with doors and the windows. It was beautiful. This is exactly how I want my next kitchen to look, with the old cabinets and the open shelves. I loved it. Everything about it, even the flooring was so cool. There was a beautiful velvet couch off to one side, and all the shelves were full with candles and beautiful little spa items, and that couch was just gorgeous. It was nearly $3,000, but it was beautiful. Even the table in the middle was perfect, so I'm keeping that in my mind for my next kitchen. They had an abundance of these old locker room lockers in various conditions. They had a few that had been previously stripped down, and they were the original silver patina. They were lovely. Perfect for a mudroom, I would say, or a garage even. Everything was just really nicely put together. This chair was incredible. I don't know where I would have put it, and of course there was no price, so I didn't want to ask, but it was lovely. These chairs, they had a few of these around the place. Loved the idea of them. God knows where you'd put them, but so cool. They had a few couches that had been reupholstered in, various states. This coat stand was gorgeous. I think it was $300. But the coat stand I've got in mine, I found it in the garbage. It was so you can find things like these. This is a great place for inspiration. This couch was another one. If I could find a couch like this, I would find that fabric and make it, because this was beautiful. And I think this was close to $3,000 as well. So, of course, I did find a value village in Kingston, and wow, did it have some cool stuff in it. Again, a little bit pricey. I want to say, $3 to $5 more than I would pay anywhere else. And it was full of transferware. I could not believe how much transferware was in it. And of course, I kept saying to myself, okay, I have enough transferware. I won't buy any more. And of course, I can resist everything but temptation. So, needless to say, I picked up more transferware. Most of these canisters actually weren't a bad price. They were roughly, I'd say, $1 or $2 more than I would pay locally, but not bad. This little spice rack was gorgeous. I don't have anywhere to put it. I have 2 spice racks as it is, but I love that, and the price wasn't that bad at all. So, a baby in a glass box for $10. I'm not sure if the baby was in the box. Somebody put the baby in the box and then decided it was worth $10, but no. This was a good example. These are those IKEA curtains. I bought them recently for $3, $2.99, and they were $7.99 here. So that's a good example of the price difference. I also found 2 oval tablecloths for $7. They were gorgeous. I regret not picking them up. They were beautiful. I don't know why I left them behind. Then there was this frame. I didn't like the picture, but I liked the frame. But for $15, I think that was a little pricey as well. So I saw this coal scuttle. It was $7. It was in quite bad shape, but I thought I could spray that and use it. I remember using, my grandma had one like this. It was brass. I used to have it beside the fire, and my brother and I used to go into the coal shed, fill it up so she could use it on her fire. This little picture frame was $1. I thought that was really quite cute. I don't even mind the picture in it. I will find something to replace that with, but I did like that picture frame. These are, I'm going to use them as tie backs. I'm going to screw them into the wall for my curtains. I think they probably were legs. Always pick up books. Oliver Twist I don't have. And then this is the unabridged works of Robert Louis Stevenson. So that'll go in the bookshelf. I did grab this pillowcase. It was just the one. It was $1, but I thought it would be perfect in the bedroom. So that's going in the laundry, and I will show you what that looks like when it's done. And I did grab these items of transferware. So 2 plates, 2 cups, 6 saucers, and 2 platters in the one collection. I think that was $12 for that. Also this bowl that went with it as well, so that was quite a few items there for $12. A bit of a mix and match, but it goes perfectly with my set. Now this blue willow, I couldn't walk away from these because I never see these anywhere, or if I do they are ridiculously priced. So there were 3 items in this. There was this bowl, there was a teapot, and there was this gravy bowl. In fact, the gravy bowl was extra. I think that was $7.99, and then the 3-piece was the lid, the teapot and the bowl, and that was $11.99. So I bought those, and I am very, very pleased with those. They are beautiful, and they are in perfect condition. So while we were away, when we got back, I thought there was a few things that had to be finished around the house, and going around these places, it inspires me anyway, and I figured, okay, I'll finish the jobs that I'd started. And I did pick up this piece of material for $1.50, which was perfect for the back of the 2 chairs. These are the chairs that came from the attic room. So what I did was I tacked it into place with glue and then spread it out over the piece of the back of the chair that needed to be replaced. So like I said, I tacked the top in, pressed it down and waited for the glue, and then I traced the shape of the space that the material had to go in. I used a pencil. I tried it with a pen, but the pen didn't work, so I used a pencil, and then I cut around the pencil shape, and then you literally just take the glue as you're going. You start at the top where you've done your first piece, you stretch it to the bottom, and then you go from side to side. And it doesn't have to be perfect because you're going to be adding trim all the way around. So the trick is to stretch and stick as you go. So you do top to bottom and then side to side. And as you're going, you're gluing and then you're pushing the material over and onto the glued area, and that's what's keeping it nice and taut. So once you're happy with how the material's gone on, you then pick your trim. I had a couple of different choices. I decided to go with the rosy pink. I thought it was a nice contrast with the red material. So you take the end and you're just going to stick it to itself to stop it from fraying. I usually start in the corner and work my way back onto itself, and this is the finished chairs. And again, pleased with how they turned out. As you can see, I've made some changes in the house. I have moved the computer into the living room because I've had issues with because the lath and plaster walls, I have issues downloading it, taking me hours. So I've tried to get it closer to the source, and I've also changed my table out. I will give you a tour of what the few changes that I've made. I've picked up a couple of pieces of new furniture and moved a few things around, so it is quite different now, and I will maybe next week give you a quick tour of how things have changed. So, as part of the process of finishing things off, I decided to finish things that I'd started and added to a lot of my French country looks. I added this beautiful big piece of French lace to the bottom of the curtain in the bathroom, put the mirror back up on the wall, and it has absolutely given that room, it's finished it looks so much better. I tend to keep those curtains closed, and that lace at the bottom has really weighed the curtains down. It just looks so much better, and I think very French. So as far as I'm concerned, you can never have too many toile or velvet pillows, so I've made one velvet, one toile, one on each side, and it's turned out beautifully. And that's the toile from the little chair that's in the bedroom. So back to the bedroom, a couple of finishing touches in there. I found these candlesticks in my stash, and I didn't want to use the white ones, and these fit perfectly and look beautiful. It's nice sometimes just to have a little bit of a splash of colour, especially in your candles. These were a flip that I'd done before we moved, probably last summer. I did them for the library, and turned out that they just look beautiful on that shelf with the little bit of religious paraphernalia and the little cherub on the wall. I'm going to look for more to add to that wall, but I think it just finished that wall beautifully. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the quick tour of Kingston and the updated items that I've done around the house, and I'll see you next week for an updated home tour.